Hello everyone, this is Big Money Chasing Big Money by Copytrading on BITGET. This is episode 4 in my copy trading tutorial series, and I will cover hidden risks and realistic expectations. Now, why is this important? I see a lot of users being unaware or simply ignorant of some risks which could result in losses in their account. While some risk factors are hiding in plain sight and easy to tackle, others are quite difficult to recognize even for experienced copiers. Another aspect which is critical to address is the expectations relating to copy trading, to see what the limits are and what can be realistically achieved by using BITGET's copy trading service. By the end of this video, I hope you will be well aware of some previously unknown factors that could impact your account and have a clear view of the possible goals you can set for yourself if you decide to jump into this. In the previous episodes, I talked about risk management. This is something that you can do on your own and have a certain degree of control over. But what about the risks which are hidden and out of your control? Let's see one by one. Trader performance. I always say that you need at least 3 months of solid trading history to analyze before even thinking about copying a trader. The longer the history of the trader, the better view you have on how the analyzed trader behaves, the better chances you have to figure out if he's the right one to copy or not. However, past results mean no guarantee whatsoever for the future performance. Even if you have a trader that proves to be reliable for months, they can still have losing periods in the future. I had a situation recently where a trader who I had been copying for over half a year started making some really bad decisions one after the other. It got to the point where I just had to reanalyze his trading behavior, and I realized that he changed tactics and it just simply wasn't working anymore. This is why it's a good idea to copy more than one trader, preferably each with a different trading style. If one gets into a bad streak, at least the profits of the other ones can still balance the losses a little bit. The lesson here is to analyze, verify, and re-evaluate if trading patterns change. The other hidden risk is the sneaky trader profiles. BITGET's copy trading platform provides a huge selection of traders for copying. Attracting a lot of copiers can be profitable business for some of them. To make the most out of their followers, some of them try to project the image of a highly successful professional that can turn small investments into fortunes within a couple of days. These traders are willing to get into risky positions, putting the money of their copiers on the line. What happens if a trader gets liquidated and drags along a huge loss for its copiers? Well, nothing. They can start another trader account, maybe even with the same username, and a new budget doing the same thing as before. In some other cases, the trader which made some seriously bad trades and lost the trust of their followers will just simply change the username and pretend to be someone else. Their questionable trading behavior will place them among the popular trader list and they can accumulate new followers. So you might find yourself in a situation where you consider copying someone who has previously made losses to you. And then again, there are those traders who just simply disappear without any reason whatsoever. The lesson here is that you really have no control over trader behavior. Your only option is to check the trader ID in the browser. Before you start analyzing the trader history of a trader, make sure you copy their trader link to your analysis sheet. This way, you can save yourself some time and reveal some traders who try to trick you by changing usernames. To give you an example from the ongoing traders list, let's take a look at a trader who used to be very successful for a long period of time. This was a trader named PlayFun. He was always displayed in the first page of the popularity list. His follower cap has always been full. After a while, I managed to get a slot and started copying. Not long after that, major sell-offs started in the crypto market and he just kept on opening long positions. Eventually, this caused a huge amount of loss on my account, and I am sure he lost most of his budget too because his follower cap basically was reduced to a minimum. For me, this trader was obviously off the list after this incident, so I was surprised to see another account with the same name and same profile picture popping up on the trader list again. I had to realize that the two accounts are probably maintained by the same person, who tried to save his trader image by starting a new account without the horrible trading records of the previous one. It's not just the behavior that can put your account at risk, there are systematic factors as well. BITGET has imposed some limitations on the traders in terms of total volume of trades copied by their followers. If a trader has a lot of followers and the copied trading volume reaches a certain limit, then the copier will get an error message like this. In this case, the trade will be opened on the trader's end, but the copy will not execute on your end. This could lead to a distorted performance rate, as you will see different trading history on your trader's records and a different one on your account. The trader might have successfully dollar cost averaged his position to eventually close it in profit, while your position might close in loss. The lesson to be learned here is that you need to pay attention to the timestamps in the trading history. If you decide to copy a trader who has a lot of followers, make sure they don't use aggressive, high-frequency trading, as you might get into trouble with the volume cap. Now that you know some of the hidden risks of the game, I think it's equally important to get a clear picture of what you can expect from copy trading. Judging by the first look you take at the trader selection page, you might think that you will find godlike traders who will multiply your account value in a few days or weeks. The reality, however, is that such traders simply don't exist. Any trader who says they don't lose and they can predict the moves of the market is simply a fraud. All professionals are well aware of the fact that trading is often unpredictable, and this is especially true for the crypto market. I see a lot of users chasing this trader messiah idea that somewhere there is a trader who will make them rich all of a sudden. Of course, they see all these insane percentages on the copy trading landing page. Sure enough, they get excited, they put a lot of money in just to see it disappearing overnight because of greed and recklessness. This is not to say there are no amazing traders on BITGET, quite the contrary. I found some excellent ones who made solid profits for me over time. The trick is to find those who are consistent and disciplined in their trading style and can maintain their profitability month over month. So instead of expecting quick returns on your investment, try to come up with realistic goals. Don't try to chase anything over 10% per month. I know that in the world of crypto, 10% sounds really modest, but let's just take it easy and see where it can get you. Let's say you have a budget of $500. You set your copy trading goal to be 10% a month on average. This will mean that in the first month, your account grows to $550. By the end of the second month, you will have just over $600. And by the end of the year, you are almost at $1,500. It means that you have tripled your money in 12 months. In a bear market, that is not modest at all. Most people are in losses in times like this, and if you can multiply your budget in such conditions, it means that you are actually doing great. The final thought here is that if you are disciplined enough to invest the time and effort to fully analyze a trader before you start copying, you understand the risks, you can control your greed, and you have realistic goals and expectations, you can turn some amazing profits even if the entire market is in a downturn. That's all I have for today. Next month I will upload another video about copy trading. Until then, trade safe. Big money out.